Hey beautiful people, hope this finds you well. So I've been really feeling into the space of what we create here within this platform, and really feeling into its essence, its intention, its core, what it brings to this space. And what come to mind was this metaphoric roundhouse, and there within this roundhouse is a warm, welcoming, continuous, gentle fire that burns day and night, night and day, welcoming you to rest, to be for a while. That space becoming a sanctuary of sorts. You know, when we look out into the world, there is so much that is pulling your time, attention, your energy. There's so much noise, there's so much movement, there's so much shifting, there's so much doing, that this space, I hope, becomes a gentle space, a soft space. It becomes that warm, welcoming fire, a roundhouse of sorts. And within that space, as you rest beside that fire, that we share spirit-led thoughts, spirit-led wisdom, medicine stories, simple truths for a complicated world. So last week, as I sat there and thought about what it was that I was going to share with you all, I picked up the pen to write, and again the pen had a life of its own. And as I gazed out the window, there she hung, the waxing moon, suspended, still and quiet, as she took her journey across the sky. And as I looked, it was beautiful, just hanging there, still, suspended and quiet there within the sky. I remember thinking to myself, that's the message. There's a message within the message. I could really feel what was being gifted to us. You know, there she was, suspended, still and quiet, as she took her journey across that vast sky, onwards through a vast ocean of stars. And of course now she is slowly drifting through Hay full moon. And it's interesting, isn't it, that we've had this really wet and cold summer here in the UK, but the hay is there in the fields. And I know within our little humble medicine garden that the medicinal milky oats have been harvested. So the hay is there within the fields. And there's the moon moving through Hay full moon. The moon shares many names at this time, this part of summer. Some will know her as Buck Moon, which is interesting in itself because buck is a male deer, but it's where the deer are beginning to kind of rut. So Buck Moon. So there she was, hanging silently, waiting and wandering the cosmos. So much has happened since last Sunday, has it not? An attempted assassination of Trump, some say engineered theatrics, and here at home, millions upon millions of people watching football, all of which feels surreal and slightly insane. And of course, not forgetting the worldwide tech outage. So much has happened. And I wonder what the moon makes of it all. Yet what I do know is she will be here long after all of us. The light then began to fade. The shadows tried to reach for me, but I remain rooted. I have slowed to the pace of life. I have landed. There is nothing more to do than to be and watch the moon dance across the sky. The world calls us back out the same way it calls us in. My hope for you is that you can give yourself permission to rest for a while, for you to find a little solitude too. I hope that it gently pulls upon the threads of your own stories, all of which lives within you. Who you are and who you've always been, your own inner fire. And for you to sit bravely with the very things that scare yet call to you. To feel it all the way through. There are ruptures, head-on collisions, things falling apart and toppling over. As spirits say, the cosmic furniture of our lives continues to be aligned and realigned. So all those things falling apart and toppling over as you're being pushed beyond what you have outgrown, and all of which that is out of balance. The tarot cards come to mind. The Tower tarot card comes to mind. Don't be afraid to change, because the only true constant is change. Make gentle peace with that. To let life burn your ego to the ground, to let spirit lean in and lead you out of the ashes, beyond the rubble and the remains, and walk you back towards your wild, untamed nature. So when you're sitting by that fire, when you're resting beside that fire, underneath a dark, starry sky, tumbling through this vast universe, consider the people that have come before us. To the people whose trail we follow, we thank you. And not forgetting that money is a tool, freedom is the goal. Absolutely love that. Profound wisdom from Spirit. Money is a tool, freedom is the goal. Tread lightly, journey well. Love that. Tread lightly. It's that whole thing about gentle, simplicity, nourish, nurture. All those words come to mind. Words that are being stripped out of this world, but are being called back. People are calling them back in. They are calling them back in. Tread lightly, journey well. Keep shining. There we are. As always, a heartfelt pleasure. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear how this speaks to you. A little bit of wisdom from what was this month's Whispering Moon. Until next time, sending you all so much love.